And
Yeah.
they're real soft.
Oh,
You can-
wow. I mean, we're indoors, and that's not that loud,
No.
but I mean, we're hearing it very easily. So just because we're outdoors and you think, well, we're probably 300 yards. Maybe a guy's sitting on the edge of a field and he's got to call them through a pinch point over to him, but they're probably 400 yards away. Doesn't mean he's got to just rap at it.
Well, when they're that far, you want to get their attention.
Yep.
You know, the closer you can get to them, the easier it is. You're
Okay.
more likely to have a better chance of calling them in.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, as opposed to 400 yards across the field. And what I found, the area where I live, I hunt where I live, which is a huge advantage.
Okay.
And
Yeah. I see what it would be. Yeah.
but it's flat and it's open.
Okay.
And what I think, you know, you hear, like you were mentioning earlier, you know, turkeys have super good hearing and they can pick you out. In an open field,
Yeah.
and I've seen this a lot, they'll go towards the echo. If you get a call where it's echoing,
Oh, wow.
I've seen them walk right towards that echo.
Ain't that something?
Yep.
Is there a type of call or a certain thing? I mean, whether it be not just a yelp or a cut, but the particular call that you have in your vest that prevents a little yelping, or is that just the nature of hunting out there using a call?
Well,
I've not heard that, but that makes perfect sense. But see, I don't hunt in the agricultural
Yeah.
side of things. I'm hunting I would call it the big timber up
Yeah,
north,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and of course where you live, which is just north of me a little.
Yeah.
We're kind of on that edge.
Yep, you're right on the edge. Yep.
Yeah.
No, actually there isn't, because I mean I've seen that. You know, we
Yeah.
call the box call or a mouse call, and they'll come out and they're always looking towards that echo. So I don't know if it seems to me that they're picking up the echo of that call
Yeah.
as opposed to where it's.
Yeah.
It's almost like a gunshot. You know, when a gunshot
yeah.
shoots and you can hear that echo.
Yeah.
You know, and it seems like they always kind of drift towards that echo.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you.
I don't really like calling them. The scouting I do, the places I hunt, I know the places where they come out in the field or come
Yeah.
down the edge. I really like to get in there. It's hard to get them to come across through an
Yeah.
open field.
Well, that goes back to I made some notes when you're chatting here, but you had 4 or 5 items. The top one being scouting, knowing what their behavior is,
Exactly right.
and then refining it down, get down to the close that distance with a little bit of calling.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Huh.
And watch. You know, even in your scouting in the early, when you go pre-season, watch and see what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to stand there an hour, watch them with binoculars. Just park in your car. Just sit there and see what they do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get spots where, like scratchings. In fact, about 5 or 6 years ago, I killed a tom on the last day of the season. It was a place that I hunt up there, and I messed with these birds. I watched them for 4 days. I mean, I seen them in one spot. You know, I'd see what they do. You know, I'd go over here, they'd be on this side of the field. They did the same thing 4 days in a row. The third day, I followed them.
Yeah.
Once I started blowing a crow call, and they were way across the field.
Yeah.
And I just backed off them. And when I heard them go across the field, they were going southwest, and I walked up, there was a bunch of scratching. And the oaks
Yeah.
where the acorns had fell. I set a pop-up blind up there. Got in there at 5 o'clock in the morning on the last day, and the turkey gobbled one time. And I got up and I walked a little bit farther up on the ridge where I found the scratching. I called once on a box call, and it was probably about little after 6 o'clock. I
Yeah.
called one time on a box call and set it down, and I shot that turkey at 8:30.
Wow. Wow. So you had really, in essence, 4 days of scouting
Yep.
versus 4 days of hunting.
Yep.
I mean, it's hunting,
The
but
turkeys, they did the same. They walked across the ridge between 2 water holes. There was a bunch of scratchings where they had been digging in there, and there was
Yeah.
body feathers and stuff.
yeah.
And they were going right there.
Yeah,
And that's
it's-
exactly what they did. They come from the northwest,
Yeah.
walk down the edge of the field, come up over the hill. They were headed the same way
Yeah.
that they were going, when I'd seen them a couple days before.
It reminded me when you mentioned it sure helps to live near where you hunt,
Yep.
if not where you can look out there and almost see them. It reminds me of of when we're hunting up north. I'll go to a certain landowner and he's very gracious to say, yeah, you can shoot 1 or 2 birds, which is a beautiful thing. So, and we'll go back there and I'm thinking, we're going to scout. And I remember he watched out his back door.
That's huge right there.
Yeah, and he's
Pay
watching
attention
us.
to the landowner. Yep.
Yep. So we came back after about 2 hours. The mosquitoes, oh my gosh. I mean, we didn't have a thermocell, I'll admit that. We came back and he met us at our truck, which we parked right in his driveway. And then he says, you didn't listen to me. And of course he's explaining, if we'd have sat there, he said, you didn't see them turkeys. If you'd have went where I told you, they walked right through there. And like you say, I mean, they're a creature of habit. And we thought, I'll go, but maybe it wasn't we, it was me.
Yep.
I had the client, and the next morning we did exactly. I just decided to back off, come back on a fresh morning.
Yep.
Shot that gobbler.
Yep.
Right, exactly. Very minimal. I probably could have got away with no calling.
Yep.
But at least it kind of, I felt maybe the hunter thought that I did it. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's huge right there. Yep.
Wow. Well, that kind of ties into, and maybe we're kind of wrapping things up a bit, but where to consider hunting. I mean, I am very blessed to have permission to hunt some private lands, and of course, we're all blessed to have public hunting lands, or state land or federal land, and there's some neat spots where that are all kind of mixed in my same little area of Montmorency County.
Yep.
Kind of give us some insight on some items like that. I mean, if you got a first-time hunter, or maybe it's a second-time hunter, but he got really frustrated a year or 2 ago because, things were just not adding up. He ran into maybe a morel mushroom picker and this and that and the other thing. I mean,
Yeah, that happens. I mean, I hunted public land for years before I moved out there. So I mean, I hunted both. I had the public and private. But what I would try to do is pick your days if you can. Hunt during the week.
Okay.
Back when they had the 4 and the 5 day hunt.
Yeah. Oh,
I always picked that Tuesday to Friday hunt.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That was huge. Then
Yeah.
you're not dealing with mushroom pickers and people riding their ATVs.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
I mean, you're not dealing with a lot of
Yeah.
that. Most of the time, especially like on a Tuesday or Wednesday or even a Thursday, you'll have the woods to yourself.
Wow. Nice. That's great advice. So. You got a guy or gal that's thinking he's going to go up or she's going to drive up, or they go together. You might, if you got a couple of days that you're taking off vacation or taking out of your schedule, you might as well make it count.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not go up and get frustrated and
Yep.
quit hunting.
Yep.
A lot of people I think quit hunting when they get frustrated
Yeah.
like that.
Oh yeah.
But
Yep. They have bad experience. Yep.
yeah, good. Public land, of course, and then public or private land. I mean, we all know we have to have permission for hunting somebody else's. Your experience on, the landowner feeling good about giving permission versus, on deer season it's kind of
Yeah,
tough.
deer season. I don't even ask, and I flat out tell them, look, I'm not interested in deer hunting, but you got turkeys hanging around, and I take veterans. I take a few guys that are handicapped.
Oh, okay.
So
Perfect.
in the places that I take them, I don't even hunt.
Okay.
I said, here's the deal. I got a few guys that served in the military, defended the country. I got a
Beautiful.
few guys that are veteran or that are handicapped.
Beautiful.
I mean, I'm looking to give these guys a good quality hunt.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the people say, yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
biggest thing is respect the landowner. I
Yeah.
tell them I leave nothing but trash. Don't leave trash. Don't leave paper laying around.
Yeah.
They shoot, pick up their empties,
Yeah.
pick all the stuff away, send them a thank you note.
Ooh.
Send them a
There
thank
we
you
go.
note every year.
Nice.
And you'll hear, well, you didn't have to send me a thank you note. You didn't have to let me hunt either.
Yeah. Good point.
Yep,
Boy.
yep. Every year. I send them a thank you note every year.
Yeah, and the more we do this, I mean, if say for instance you're hunting, we'll call it Joe's property,
Yeah.
Joe and Jane's property, and you do that, they talk, whether it be at church
Exactly
or
right.
at
Yeah.
the social clutch or just, he's got maybe another landowner. Well, most of those guys know each other, and
Yep.
he's a half mile down the road and tells about such a good experience. So that would bode well for all of
Yep.
us
Yep.
to to do those things so we all can. Because if you did the bad experience, he's going to tell his neighbor,
Exactly right.
and then they
Yep.
won't let anybody
Yep.
hunt either.
I mean, I've helped guys cut wood.
Oh yeah,
I've helped guys repair their tractors. I've helped guys move their tractors and equipment when they got it stuck,
Yeah.
to help them change tires.
yeah,
You're driving by and him and his son are out working on their tractor. You know, you can see they're struggling. Stop, get out. Hey, I'll give you a hand. You know, what do you need? Well, do
Yeah.
this. Okay. You know.
yeah. Boy, that's just that's just being neighborly.
Yep. Yep.
But I guess not to say we've all lost the heart.
Yep.
We have a desire to help each other, but sometimes in this busy society,
Yep. And another thing with hunting private land, the number one thing I hear is, yep, yeah, I let one guy hunt, then there was two, then there was three, then there was four. Don't run a bunch of people on there.
yeah,
You know, tell them, me and my kid, you know, one other hunter, a guy that's a veteran, a guy in a wheelchair.
yep,
Don't run a bunch of people on there, because that's
Okay.
the number one thing I hear. And then pretty soon, nobody's hunting them.
yeah, absolutely.
Yep, that's the number one.
Yeah, stick to what you were given permission to do, and
Yep.
own up to your promise.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, they wouldn't want to lose that. Anything that I.
Okay,
We
well, we
did-
probably should go through the mouth. You wanna
Yeah.
go through the mouth calls? too a
That's
little
what I was
bit?
getting at. Yeah,
Okay,
I figured
yeah.
if we get through we'll call the paperwork.
Yep, yep. Okay,
Yeah.
now mouth calls, there's a bunch of different ones. The ones that I like the most are a double reed call.
Okay.
They either have, there's two reeds, they have a split or tear on the side, or the double reed calls that have no splits or tears on the side.
Okay.
There's 4 reed, 5 reed. The biggest thing you gotta do with these is practice. If you put them in your mouth and you gag on them, what you wanna do is put it in your mouth, roll it around, get used to it for about 4 or 5 days before you start trying to make a sound out of it.
Yeah.
And some people have a bad gag reflex. I never did, so it never really bothered me.
Right.
Said I learned off a 45 record. What you're going to do is you're going to stick them in your mouth. They'll have 2 reeds. The top reed is going to be a little bit longer and have splits and tears on the side. The bottom reed is going to be a little bit shorter. You put